Hey, I'm Scott Allen Miller. It's December 20th. It's a Friday, 2019. This is Sheep Guarding Llama. And today, so the whole family got up super early this morning, about 5:30, maybe 6, and got the kids loaded up in the car. Car was already packed, and Paul drove them down to Houston for the holidays, and they're going to be there. They're going to be there for weeks, but I'll be joining them probably on Monday. So I have the house to myself for 3 or 4 days so that I can get some work done. So this is my big productive weekend of winter, right? So, or late fall, whatever it is. So I will be doing nothing but staying home and working like crazy over the weekend. I have no plans whatsoever, which is good. Today I had to get up pretty early because I had to be up in Plano to meet with a customer at 7:30 this morning, which is not terrible, and it was a good morning for them to get up because Dominica was able to like wake me up and make me roll out of bed as they left the house. So I got up, showered, got in the car, grabbed some Taco Bell for breakfast, best breakfast around, and went up to Plano. Worked for I want to say about an hour and a half, ran back to the house, had my normal Friday morning meeting, did that, and then I had my monthly 10 a.m. meeting. So 3 meetings back to back, one offsite on Friday morning. Kept me pretty busy. Then I worked for a little bit. It was decently light for late morning, and then at 2 o'clock I had to run back to Plano to do more work there, and that went as well as reasonably could be expected. Mostly the whole day was just dealing with a problematic vendor that they had, and more or less it's like a combination of showing that their current vendor is just garbage, combined with doing the due diligence, so we're giving the vendor every opportunity to do the right thing and fix things, which they're just not doing. We did, after a few hours of yelling and screaming, finally get some movement, but the amount that we have to go through to get stuff done is just incredible. So they're very frustrated, but our competitor looks bad, and it's par for the course, right? It's just how these things work, so we're expecting it. It's not that stressful for me. So I got done with that, got back probably around 4:30. It was a very long day. Did work for a little while, and then uh, the office actually got pretty slow, so I spent the evening doing Vetastic work very heavily until extremely late. Jeremy and I worked until, I want to say, 1 o'clock in the morning, my time, so 2 o'clock his time. Got tons done. We were really close to MVP. We spent, I think, 5.5 hours on the phone in one stretch. So, I mean, we worked a lot today on top of all the normal work. So we're so excited with where that's going and how fast it's moving. The big thing tonight, I mean, we got a lot of real work done too, but the big thing visibly is we built a new login screen that is really sharp, and I'm just super excited just for people to log in and look at the login screen. We also did, just for my own notes later in life, tonight was the big move from Postgres to SQLite for getting both working and tested, and that was just a bit of a project, but it all went well. Got things working. We're very happy with the results. And right about the time we were knocking off, Rachel texted and was like, "Hey, come hang out." So went over to Rachel's at about 1 o'clock, and we just hung out while she cleaned. She was doing. She has all of her like shelving stuff to do, but overall her apartment's really come along. For those who follow the saga of Rachel moving, she's managed to get rid of some of her terrible furniture. Not all by any stretch, but she's eliminated some of the worst pieces, freed up a lot of space, gotten the living room pretty much usable. Partly that's because there's a dryer sitting in her balcony, which we have to figure out. But that helped a huge amount, moving some furniture out, and now there's places to sit, and you can actually move around, and it isn't just stacks of boxes, and her computer set up and works. So overall, it's working pretty darn well. And but now she's into cleaning up the bedroom and putting lotions on shelves and figuring out what to keep and what not to keep and seeing what's dried up and not. And it's a very slow process, but did that until about 4:30 in the morning. And of course, I parked on the street, not in the complex, so that it's safe to drive back. Got home and got to bed about 5 o'clock in the morning, so very late night, but with so much work today and not even thinking of knocking off work until 1 o'clock in the morning, needed a little bit of downtime before going to bed. So good day, and ready for a very busy work weekend.